Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to your favorite English program, The Panel. We are broadcasting live from TVT Studios here in Lomé. Thank you so much for joining us. Understanding what leadership is and the importance is crucial in today's complex and fast-paced world. Even if we would like to ignore it, leadership affects almost every aspect of our lives, from business to education to health, and even in our personal development. So in this edition, we are going to explore what effective leadership is, and with our panel we will discuss the core qualities that make a successful leader, and we'll also delve into practical tips to help current and aspiring leaders to enhance their skills. Stay with us as we discuss how to elevate our leadership approach. Stay tuned. Yes, for this insightful discussions today, our guests for today's discussions are two distinguished gentlemen who are thriving marvelously in their respective fields. To my right, we have Municipal Councillor and Expert Translator Donatien Aweso, and to my left, we have Education Manager at ABC Language Institute, Raymond Aja. Gentlemen, you are welcome.
Thank you very much.
But before I come to you to the studio, cherished viewers, let's take a look at this report showing the commitment of our head of state, who is, of course, our visionary leader for Esazunanya Singbe in ensuring the efficacy of our health sector. Kwesi Glay.
The Totalafie Reference Medical Hospital is an international class infrastructure established by the head of state to enhance the provision of health services in Togo. Since April 2023, it has been part of the country's 20 public health training institutions. Each establishment is in line with one of the head of state's ambitions: easy access to universal healthcare. This ambition is set for 2030, and to achieve it, the government is relentlessly implementing several projects and programs, and the Essential Quality Health Services for Universal Health Coverage project is one of such initiatives. Implemented in all regions of Togo, the project goal is to provide essential healthcare and services to women, children, and vulnerable people. Through this project, the President highlights the provision of quality health and nutrition services, the closeness of health facilities and services to household, strengthening of national social health insurance scheme, the improvement of management, surveillance, administration, as well as emergency interventions. In the Savannah region, the Essential Quality Health Service for the Universal Health Coverage project has covered several prefectures, yielding significant results. In the less than 2 years since it has been launched, the project has contributed to the renovation of the maternity of staff housing block and health centers in the Central Health District of the region. The government invested 4 billion CFA francs in this renovation. Founded by the World Bank to the tune of 40 billion CFA francs, the Essential Quality Health Service for Universal Health Coverage project aims to rehabilitate or construct a model of infrastructures in the regions of the country. Togo's health system is becoming more reliable thanks to the vision of President For Esosimnanya Singbe. This commitment was highlighted in July last year in the Infra for Africa Forum, which noted the improved level of Togo's health system resulting from significant investments in recent years.
And yes, welcome back to the studios with us. Let me start with Mr. Aja. Tell us, who is a leader?
Thank you very much for the opportunity of speaking on this panel today. I'm going to start my reflection or my argument with just one quote. And this is a very inspiring quote in the sense that I really got many things from this quote. It's a quote from John Maswell, and he said that A leader is the one who shows the way. But before even that, a leader is the one who knows the way. So it gets this way. Right after that, a leader is also the one who now goes the way. So before going the way, you have to know the way.
Exactly.
Then right after that, you go the way. Then right after that, you show the way. So this is a very inspiring quote in the sense that we know that the leader is a person who has this ability to inspire others. He has the ability to motivate others, to empower them to be more than what they think they could be. So this is so crucial in the life of everyone.
Well, let me come to Mr. Aweso.
Yeah.
Is there a difference between a leader and, say, somebody who is in a leadership position?
Of course, many of us are bosses, many of us are chiefs, but they're not leaders. If we call someone a leader, it's a person who got a vision, and also a person who listens to other people. A leader is it's a person who listens to other people, not a person who imposes his vision or her vision. So there are many differences between a leader and a boss, or a leader and a manager, a leader and a chief.
Exactly. I think I would like to add something to that. If we take a leader and a manager, I think it starts first with the thing that covers the fact that the authorities, we have different authorities. I mean, when we take a leader, he has informal authorities. But when we take a manager, he has a formal authority. I'm going to just state it this way. So I know people, I know great leaders, I think great people who are at the highest position in their company, but they are not leaders. And I also know people who are at the lowest position in the company, but they are leaders. So in the sense that what? If we take the manager, we do what he tells us to do. Why? Just because we want to get paid for that. Because if we don't do it, then we don't gonna get paid for it.
Yeah.
But for a leader, you don't follow the instructions of a leader because you want to get paid for it. You follow it because you are inspired by such a person. It's something that comes deep inside ourselves.
Well, talking about this, why is it important? Why should leadership be important?
Of course, leadership is very important because without this, even a family cannot be ruled. You know, parents are the first leaders in the world. The parents must inspire their children. If you're not a leader, you can motivate your children. Especially, girls used to follow their mamas, and the boys used to follow their fathers.
Yeah.
So you should be a leader a model, in such a way that a person must find himself in you, the way you put in your steps. So a leader must be very careful in every action, every speech, every word. Even the gestures of a leader. Yeah.
Well, tell me, Mr. Aja, what are some of the types of leadership that exist?
Okay, great. To that question, I think I'm going to go this way. I'm going to state actually three types of leadership.
Okay.
In the sense that I'm going to start first with democratic leaders, in the sense that they are people, or they are kind of leaders who actually give less instructions, but they improve or they promote much collaboration from others. Those are democratic leaders. So if we go on, I will also state the autocratic leaders. So for those people, they are kind of people who take decisions independently from the group. They are the ones like say, okay, great, you do this, you do this, you do this. So, and the last one, I'm gonna borrow the word, it's actually laissez-faire leaders. So for those particular kind of leaders, what they do is that they give less directives and they give the huge work to the others to pursue the work.
Talking about all those kind of leaders, what are the essential qualities that one must have to be any type of a leader at all?
Yeah, this comes through education. First, is from the house, from the family. Is during the childhood that your parents should implement in you leadership, having virtues. You should have patience. A leader should be the one who is very patient. A leader is a person who understands people. A leader is a person who knows the power of words. We don't speak at any time to anyone
Perfectly
at any
agree.
moment.
Perfectly
A
agree.
leader is a person who can sacrifice himself for the other people. Let me summarize into virtues, how to live well in a society. Many of us are here, many of people, those who are watching us, they are just looking for, results without thinking about people on which they work before reaching that level. They're now leaders.
Talking
Great.
about what Mr. Donatien just said, Mr. Aja, do you think that leaders are born with these qualities or they are things that are acquired?
Okay, I think for this particular question, there is something that we need to look at. The first thing is that leaders have to have integrity. I mean, what do I mean by integrity? I mean honesty, in the sense that you, as a leader, you abide by strong moral principles. And right after that, a leader should be someone who cares for others. So this implies that you must have empathy, in the sense that you must care for others. You must not just focus on your own interest. And if I might answer this question in the sense that
Yeah.
are we
Are you
born
born with it or you
leader, or
acquire?
I will go for the combination of the two, in the sense that there are certain traits that we need to consider whenever we want to claim that someone is a leader. Things like the caring, exactly. A leader has to be someone that cares for the other people, and the courage too. We don't have to forget that it's one of the most ignored characteristic of a leader: the courage to advance a vision, the courage to step out of the common people, the courage to say, okay, yes, let's do this together. So resilience is one of the first things we must see first. And maybe some of the people are born with that. Some of the people, you see a little boy, he's like, okay, great. He did not get through experience, he did not get any education, but you see him, and as a toddler, he's like kind of leading his team, leading his friends. He's always at the first position, he's always helping others. And so that's why I think I personally go for the both of them.
Well, let's take positions like maybe you were the first daughter, you are the first son.
Yes.
Those things, they naturally make you leaders, don't they?
Great, in the sense that, of course, they naturally make you a leader, because you have to inspire your brothers, you have to inspire your siblings, you have to live as a role model in order to make them also abide by those strong moral principles.
Well, let me come to you, Mr. Aweso. How important is communication in leadership?
I said it before, a leader should not speak at any time, any moment, anyhow. You know, if you're a leader and you don't got people around you to listen to what you get like a thought, your leadership is nil. You should communicate with people, but not talking at any time. You should listen to people. Many of those who are calling themselves leaders, they're not listening to people. They only want to be listened to. If you want to be listened to, you're not a leader. Give much more time to people to express what they got. Don't impose things to them. Ask them, I've got an idea like this. What do you think about it? Give your viewpoint. Many, they don't like having a viewpoint. They think, I'm the boss, I'm the person who provide things, here are my ideas, do it or not. So communication is the best. Even among animals, communication is we human beings, we are bounded by communication. We should communicate, and leader and those who are gathering around him should be communicating most often.
Why don't you think that if the leader is always listening to them, do you think can he make the balance?
No, I'm not saying the leader should respect everything given by those who are around him.
Okay.
No, you got a higher view than other people, because people used to go to their businesses, but you as a leader, you focus your idea on the group or on the development of the group. It's like a teacher. A teacher is focused on the teaching, but parents, there are soldiers, judges. You are not focused. You can teach somehow to your children, but the teacher is the person based in the teaching. The leader is the person who knows much things about it. So if you speak, the person will say, I mean, the leader will say, as you said, it's see the right and and the left side of what you've just said, and you say, I've not seen that part. That is, a power of a leader to give awareness to people.
Absolutely.
Right. Can I add something to that?
Go on.
I think when we talk about communication, it goes even beyond words.
Yeah.
Because when we talk about a leader has to be someone first who understands people. It's crucial. It's the cornerstone of leadership. You have to understand people because you're fostering in them this trust and this followership. So you must be able to understand them. You must be able to know each person on your team. And right after that, it also gets the active listening is also really part of this. I mean, for the interpersonal skills that a leader needs to have. So a leader, after that, apart from all this, a leader has to be able to clearly convey his ideas because he has a vision. Just like my parliament member has said it, he has a vision. He has something that other people see themselves in it and they want to follow him. So he has to be able to communicate this, to articulate this word, this dream that he has. Let me just take the example of, I think, one leader that I particularly really admire. He's not yet, I think he's dead by now. His name is Martin Luther King. And I'm going to focus on this particular example because he has inspired me a lot in a sense that you see a guy who gathered 250,000 people just because he has a dream.
Jazzy, well, talking about that, what are the most challenging aspects of being a leader?
Right. Is to be understood.
I perfectly agree with that.
And to be understood,
Yes.
you get many things to do. You should struggle. You should face adversity.
Right.
You should be, facing most of difficulties in this world, and even you'll be discouraging by people. I know what I'm talking about because I'm a politician. I know what it is. You're fighting for people, but those people are discouraging you yourself. You fighting for them. You're struggling for their welfare. They are the person who don't care and even discouraging you.
Wow.
Yeah.
People come from various backgrounds to form a team.
Different horizons.
How can the leaders, what are some of the challenges? What do you think, Mr.
I think, first of all, what he said is true. It's true. Being understood first, like people have to understand your vision. And also, I think one of the most challenging thing about being a leader is facing failure, exactly, or setbacks.
Well, hold on to that thought.
Great.
We'll be back. Well, we cannot talk about leadership without making reference to the first man of our land, His Excellency, the President of the Republic, for Eswazimnanya Singli. He has implemented several initiatives to ensure the prosperity of our nation and even beyond. Well, in the following report, we will present to you how he has relentlessly fought to ensure security not only within the confines of our country, but even beyond in the sub-region. Kwesi Glay.
On 17th of January 2030, the Togolese head of state for Eswatini Singbe became the first West African head of state to send a contingent to Mali to join the ECOWAS forces and contribute to the maintenance of peace. The mission lasted until November 2023, when 49 Ivorian soldiers were arrested in Bamako and accused of being mercenaries. Just 8 days later, President for Eswatini Singbe responded to a call from Mali's transitional president, Assimi Goïta, to mediate in the crisis. President Singbe's commitments to negotiation and dialogue successfully bridged the gap between the warring parties and led to the release of the Ivorian soldiers who had been sentenced to 20 years in prison. In Niger, following sanctions and key events, President for Eswatini Singbe emphasized peace and calm. This commitment to peace led him to launch the first forum on peace and security in Lomé, with the participation of Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, particularly at the time of regional tension. President Nyasimbe is a consistent advocate of diplomatic solutions, and his discreet but effective interventions have established him as a key figure in maintaining peace throughout Africa.
That's well, Mr. Weso, just as the head of state is managing conflicts, how can leaders manage conflicts within their own team?
If you're a leader, you should first prevent conflict.
Okay.
You prevent conflict by listening to those who are in your area, not waiting for the thing to happen and to come like a firefighter.
Being proactive.
Yeah, proactive. So a leader should know in a team there is something wrong between one or two persons. The leader knows about the behavior of people. When someone is speaking with anger or happiness, he should know it. Because every time he is thinking about the team, the group, he's working on the group. So as I said, a leader is a person who foresees, is a person who prevents conflict, not a person who is there and the conflict comes and he will now be reacted. It's not a leader.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Mr. Aja, time is changing. We are living in a very fast-paced world. Should leaders adapt?
Definitely. I think for the great leaders that I've read about or that I've met, one particular thing I've noticed about them is that they have this constant or continuous burning desire to learn. And that's the only thing that helps them adapt in a certain sense that there's no such thing as an expert leader. We do not have a good leader or a bad leader. I mean, we have students of leadership in the sense that for all those leaders, they're always trying to read something. Whenever they are not doing anything, they are always trying to watch something. So they are always trying to what? First of all, learn from what they have already done. Learn from their mistakes, learn from everything from their challenges, from their experience, and then right after that, adapt. First of all, embrace the change. Because as a leader, for the great leaders that I know, they are innovators. There are people that do not embrace the old conventional wisdom, but there are people that innovate, the people that are creative. So they are always adapting, try to find something that can help others, can help them and help others.
Oh, Mr. Donatien, leaders plan. They always plan. They they are always proactive. Right. But after all this planning, it is God who disposes in the end. So what happens if the things don't go as planned? How do they deal with the failures or the setbacks?
Yeah. That comes the great part of a leader who can embrace the failure. If you're a leader, you should embrace the failure and you should learn through this failure. After a failure, you should step down and think about what caused that failure. And if you get something correct insight, you will do it. A leader is a person who doesn't forget about the past. If you forget about the past, the same mistake will come and you'll be doing it again. So a leader, as you said it, I can say that there are good leaders, bad leaders, and if you ask me about a leader, I can tell you that I have a leader because we have many domains. If we are in a church domain, people will tell you that Jesus Christ is a leader.
Definitely.
If you are in politics, right, they'll give you the name of the president of the political party. If you talk about school, they'll give you the name of their beloved teacher. So I can't give you the name of a leader.
Since you like good things to continue, how best can leaders of today pass that on to generations of them?
Okay, I think it has to do with first fostering this sense of trust and followership. In the sense that as a leader, you will have to live. Okay, you have to embody the vision that you claim. Because you have to lead by example. You don't say something and then you're living not in accordance to that. So first of all, you have to live. You have to inspire others by living according to what you say, according to the vision that you have.